Imagine this. It's 3:30 a.m. The harbor is shrouded in fog. A fleet of diesel-churning vessels creaks against the cold dockside, each one armed with over 800 handmade lobster traps, not the plastic kind you've seen on shows, but hand-forged steel frames welded in garages by fishermen themselves. They load bait, not from a supermarket, but by barter deals with herring processors, squid trawlers, or even underground black market sources to get the freshest, stinkiest chum. Because in this game, only the smelliest bait wins. With GPS blocked by cliffs and water currents that flip directions every 6 hours, captains use landmarks passed down by grandfathers, not coordinates, to find their best spots. No one shares their trap locations. In fact, many create fake buoy trails, decoy marker buoys, and even fake gear to throw off potential trap thieves. Yes, trap piracy is real, and in places like Maine or Nova Scotia, stealing someone's trap could get your boat rammed. Or worse, each trap, called a pot, isn't just randomly dropped. The depth, water temperature, tide schedule, and even moon phase are taken into account. Why? Because lobsters follow complex migratory patterns, often hidden beneath the sand during daylight and more active at dawn or dusk. They don't just fall into traps. The bait has to be cut to an exact shape to release the oils properly. Fishermen actually inject cod liver oil inside frozen herring to keep the scent trail strong for hours. That's the kind of edge that can make the difference between a 1,000-pound haul and a worthless day at sea. But here's the twist that most people don't know. After lobsters are caught, they aren't immediately sold. They're stored in underwater lobster pounds, on gigantic, netted sea cages that can hold over 50,000 pounds of live lobster. Why? Because timing the market is everything. Lobsters in July may sell for $5 a pound. The same ones in December? Over $25 a pound. So elite lobster operations, the real moneymaker, become sea stockbrokers holding their catch like currency and releasing it when the market surges. Now let's talk business. You've probably eaten a $40 lobster dinner. But do you know what the fisherman got paid? Maybe $7 a pound. The wholesaler? $12. The distributor? $18. The restaurant? They charge $40. The supply chain is full of middlemen. But the smartest fishermen are cutting them out. Some now pack and ship their own lobsters live, using specially engineered sea gel packs and oxygen-infused shipping boxes. They can ship from Nova Scotia to Singapore in under 48 hours, arriving fresher than a lobster pulled off the coast of Boston. And who are the biggest buyers? Not who you think. China now imports over $300 million in North American lobster annually, and not just for restaurants. In elite circles, gifting a live lobster is seen as a symbol of wealth, longevity, and power. In Beijing or Shanghai, a single North Atlantic lobster can fetch over $100 live, often bought in private seafood auctions. But this gold rush has a dark side. In some regions, lobster wars break out when fishermen cross into unwritten territories. There have been boat sinkings, sabotage, and even traps lined with explosive charges to deter thieves. Entire harbors go silent when a feud breaks out. No cameras, no police, just a coastal code that runs deeper than law. Families in these regions have fished for 5, 6, even 7 generations. Lobster fishing isn't a job, it's a bloodline. Then there's the tech. You'd expect high-end sonar or radar to guide the traps, but the best fishermen? They rely on the feel of the line. A good lobsterman can tell the weight of the trap, the movement of the lobster inside, and even whether it's dead or alive, just by the vibration through a wet nylon rope. It's an art form no machine can replicate. And during storm season, that's when legends are made. A sudden nor'easter can destroy thousands of traps overnight, each one worth $75, $150, not to mention the lost bait and catch. Some boats come back with nothing, some never come back at all. Still, the grind never ends. Boats run 16 to 20 hours a day during peak season. No weekends, no holidays. Every hour matters. Because lobster prices change hourly, tracked like stocks. When a cold front hits Europe, lobster demand spikes. When typhoons hit Asia, exports drop. Fishermen now study weather models, global trade reports, and even airline strike schedules to predict prices. In 2024 alone, North American lobster exports crossed $900 million, with over 85% driven by independent family-run boats. No corporations, no machines. Just generations of men and women hauling the ocean for treasure. And perhaps the most incredible part? Most of this world has never been documented. The real secrets of lobster fishing, the bait recipes, the hand-knotted ropes, the underwater hideouts, they aren't taught in schools or broadcast online. They're whispered on the docks, passed on in silence, and protected with pride. So next time you see a lobster on a dinner plate, remember, it's not just seafood. It's the result of a 400-year-old trade that battles nature, outwits rivals, and dances with tides to catch something the world craves. It's not fishing, it's a high-stakes saltwater empire.